All right, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Of course, this is Damon Mason. Hope everybody having a wonderful Saturday. I know there are a lot of things going on today. All right, once again, I hope you guys having a great Saturday. I just wanted to go live. I have some things I wanted to share that I might get to, I might not. I might be on here for a while, I might not. Shed some light on the situation. So, some good things happened today, and some bad things happened today. For those of you who seen my earlier post, my 10-year-old is playing flag football, and I'm the assistant coach in Rockdale County. I wanted to go live on my Twitter, but I'm just gonna add it to Twitter. And my 10-year-old Caleb Mason. Normally I'm working on Saturday, so I had the pleasure of seeing him catch an interception for a touchdown today, and I caught it on video. So thank God for that. That was the first game. All right, so you guys bear with me. I'm just on here sharing some stuff today, and I want to document it on my YouTube channel and every other social media page. I'm watching you guys on my cell phone, so in case anyone wants to chat, leave a message like that. Kevin Jackson, what's going on, guys? Kevin Jackson, that is my friend, my teammate, 1993, Jones Junior College, Ellisville, Mississippi. Young man played at Alabama. Roll Tide, one of the greatest defensive backs that played the game of football on the collegiate level. Alabama Hall of Fame, as well as if I'm not mistaken, help me out, Kevin. I'm glad you that. Your last Hall of Fame induction was the Mississippi Junior College Hall of Fame. Hey, man, number love to you, my brother. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys know Kevin, KJ, what was your number again at Alabama? Go ahead, text that in the text for me. There it is. Okay, the Alabama JUCO Hall of Fame. And he is a roll tide. Yes, I'm proud to say I have a former teammate from JUCO, number 7. So you guys, for all you diehard Alabama fans, Damon Mason is proud to say that Kevin Jackson, one of the best defensive players in Alabama school history. That's my friend, my former teammate. And there he go with that roll tide. The ball was bad. He was bad in JUCO, and he was bad in Alabama. And KJ, I'm gonna say like this here. I didn't really know what you was doing at Alabama because thank God your brother was doing his thing in Lafayette, Louisiana. So man, that just goes to show you right there how the kind of talent we had on our junior college team, and that's very vital to say because KJ, I want a lot of parents to know that that's 2 men, one talking live and one that's chatting with me, Kevin Jackson from Alabama. A lot of parents, a lot of young boys think junior college is beneath them. I'm here to tell you guys, junior college is a blessing for the right individuals, well, for anyone who's willing to do the right thing. And I tell you what, KJ and myself, we both share one thing in common. The very first game of 1993, we got suspended for the first quarter, the first half, and coach didn't let us play. Then after that, when he put us back in the game, we didn't lose the game after that. And yours truly ran back a pump back 90 yards. So KJ, man, I love you, bro. Best choice exactly. Hey, I didn't want to go to JUCO, but God had a way of sending me to a junior college where it was my only opportunity after falling into academic hardship and losing my full scholarship. So I don't like saying God works in mysterious ways, but God allows everything to happen for a reason. In KJ, I can honestly say, as my mother put it to me, God allowed that. That was a second opportunity for me to correct the mistakes that I made by not taking care of my business at Louisiana Lafayette. And thank God for the coaches who had connections in Ellisville, Mississippi at Jones Junior College, home of the Bobcats, where I found myself. It was the only way for me to get back to where I came from. So KJ, my brother, I love you, boy. Man, anytime I get a chance to chat with you, and especially when you show up like this, man, I really appreciate that. So much love, KJ. But on that note, the young man Anthony Carter Jr., he's chatting me live right now. You guys, man, I really appreciate you guys. It's something I wanted to do anyway, but you guys helping me do it a little bit faster. But again, God allows everything to happen for a reason. Yeah, that's right. KJ just let us know exactly why we got kicked out. So KJ said he was writing stuff on his wristband. As you see, he put his mother's name and stuff. I had my earphones on and had all kind of wristbands and stuff all over the place. And of course, my our coach didn't play that stuff, and he suspended us for like the first half. So lesson learned. Lesson learned. You're here to play football, not to dress inappropriately. I can't think of a better phrase. But Anthony Carter, KJ, Anthony Carter is a young man who I am proud to say is a part of my Diamonds of the Extension program. Anthony Carter, if I'm not mistaken, is going into his senior year at Lutcher High School. And Anthony, young brother, I'm gonna put you on blast because matter of fact, Anthony, I won't put you on blast, but this is gonna give me an opportunity to once again explain to everyone exactly what my passion and purpose is for Diamonds of the Extensions in the program that I put in place right now. So first thing first, without trying to make a story very long, one of the things I prayed and asked God was always to help me to be creative and to use the knowledge, the talents and abilities and everything that God allowed me to accomplish so I can be a blessing to the next generation and so on and so forth. So one of the things I'm doing specifically for the schools in my home region of the river parishes of Louisiana, I should say at least one student athlete from every high school. East St. John High School, St. Charles Catholic High School, Riverside High School, West St. John High School, Lutcher High School, St. James High School, and of course, I think I already said that for him. I think I'm missing somebody, but if I'm missing someone, I apologize. But every school that's in the river parishes, my goal is to select one individual, one student athlete, and do everything that I can with the knowledge and the connections that I have to place a young man like Anthony Carter in position. Hear what I'm saying? In position for scholarship opportunities. So what do I mean by position? Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, and for the coaches who are on Twitter or any social media, we all can attest to this that college coaches know exactly what type of program they have. That's why they're coaching there. As a scout, every college coach know they're looking for. They might not know they're looking for, but still, it's their job. To make that story even shorter, I'm not trying to sell a young man like Anthony Carter to no coach. All I want to do is place Anthony Carter's information in front of any college coach at any level so this coach can get a look at this young man that he might overlook for whatever reason or whatever reason it is. I just want to be in position and thank God, say, you know what? I can reach out to this coach. I can do this. I can make a phone call. I can send an email. However, God allows me, I can reach out to a coach or put a young man's information in front of the eyes of a college coach so this coach can take a look and know who this young man is. Now, what I am selling, parents, Anthony, anyone else who's listening, what I am selling is who Damon Mason is. What is Diamond of the Extension? What is DM9? Everything that I have accomplished. That's what the purpose of all the stories that I share on my web blog. That's, I want all my accomplishments speaks for themselves. And the foundation, the program, the foundation that my program is built on about accountability, responsibility, and discipline trying to partner with the parents, of course, the young men like Anthony Carter. Thank you, brother. Hey, DM9, man. You know, Damon Mason, of course, number 9 was my college jersey, which means a lot to me. You know, 2 years I've done a lot. But I want to sell to coaches who I am, what I've accomplished, and not only so much what I've accomplished, what I had to endure and how I accomplished my goals based on the choices that I did. Accountability, responsibility, discipline. Learning how to be accountable, responsible, and disciplined at home, at school, in the community, as well as in the game of football. And what I mean by in the game of football, I mean at practice, in the weight room, and of course on game night because you practice every day. So on game day or game night, everything that the coach gave you, now it's time to put it into play to be successful. Okay, so that's what my foundation is all about. That's what my program is all about. That's what DM9 is all about, and that's been the blessing and the foundation of my entire life. You know, nothing ever came easy. You guys know how that story goes. So one of the things I've done for young men like Anthony Carter is I've asked them, you know what, you guys have to be serious because I'm serious about this. I'm passionate about this here because the same goals, dreams, desires that you guys like young Anthony Carter have, I had that. Kevin Jackson had that. Okay. And no one gave us, we had to fight in everything. So in order for me to find out how serious these young boys are, and this goes out to the young boys again, like Anthony Carter, and all the parents who are listening, I have simple requirements, 2 simple requirements. The parents must be involved. I want the parents to know what I'm about and what my program is and how serious I'm going to be and blah, blah, blah. But the kids must have the parents' permission. All right. The second requirement is the kids must submit to me a letter, 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph is introduction. Introduce yourself. Tell me about yourself. What do you want people to know about you? The second paragraph is are your goals? What are your goals, dreams, or desires? But what are your goals as a student athlete? All right. I want to see where your mind is. I want to see that, have you have a dream? How can you accomplish anything if you don't have a dream? All right. I want to know what your dreams is. And the second goal is, or the second paragraph, or third paragraph is, how do you plan on accomplishing your goals? Guys, this is something that I did in the 7th and 8th grade when I found out what a scholarship was. I started dreaming about going to college. Even before high school, I started dreaming about scholarships and man, even tell me I can go to college for free by a scholarship. So when I learned what a scholarship was, I started having dreams and visions and setting goals. That helped propel me to start making tough decisions at the tender age of 13 and 14 and 15 that, you know what, I might want to go to a different school for whatever reason. But I knew one thing, all of my friends, all of us was not going to get a scholarship. I love my friends and my friends know I love them, but I can't worry about my friends because they was good, I was good, somebody not going to get the opportunity. I didn't want to take no chances. So I'm saying all that to say, guys, I had a dream and I had a goal. And once I developed that dream and goal, I was willing to do whatever it took for me to accomplish my goals. That's the purpose of those 3 paragraphs. Now, I'm sorry, the 3 paragraphs. Now, and the significant part about it is, for young Anthony Carter, and I'm going to put you on blast, no one will be allowed into the DM9 program or the Diamonds of Extension program until I get that letter. And this is why. If I am willing to do everything and use everything in my knowledge and my power by the grace of God to try to help you get into position to be seen by coaches, and when I mean everything, I'm going to mean everything. I'm not saying all that right now. But if I'm willing to do all that and you are not willing to give me 3 paragraphs to tell me about who you are, what your goals are, and what you have in place to accomplish your goals, then evidently you're not serious enough to go to want to play on the next level. Now, Anthony, that's not for you. That's what my foundation is about. Now, if you didn't send me your paragraph, it's for you, but that's not putting you on blast. That's the foundation. Those are my requirements. Too many coaches play around with kids' lives. Too many coaches worried about the wrong thing and not trying to put these kids in the right position to be successful. It's more than about winning. I don't care if it is on a high school level. It's more than just winning games. Are you preparing these young? See, it's easy to talk about we preparing young boys for the next level. It's easy to talk about. It's easy to say that we, as a community, we doing this for the kids, this for the kids. But are you really doing what's best for these young men? Parents, that's the question that only you can answer. If you're not a child, I'm sorry, if you don't have a child at a particular school, community, I'm sorry. You don't have, that's only so much you can say. Let me put it that way. The parents should know what their children are going through in the community, in the rec department, in the school system. And I'm stressing it because I'm to the point, and that's really why I'm going live. I didn't know it was going to come out this soon, but I'm sick and tired of hearing stories about how kids are being mistreated by coaches. See, I ain't saying nothing but the school system as far as the teachers, the administrators, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? They play a part in this too, especially the people who hire the people to be dealing with kids. I was that kid who had issues. But the issues that I had, bad attitude, quick temper, quick to fight, and everything else that I had going on at that particular time at a certain age, man, them grown folks was not running away from me. And my parents were like, you know what? Y'all deal with them at school, and when y'all see them at home, we gonna deal with them at home. See, that's a partnership. That's a village. Matter of fact, the coaches dealt with me in my sport. So in the recreation, those my friends' dads and fathers who was coaching, they dealt with me. When I got home, because the parents were gonna hear about it, because the men, they got together, the parents, the women, they talked. See, that's a community right there. Not being afraid to let someone know what your child is doing or what I heard about your child. The parents, the teachers, the principals, the coaches, the people knew each other. Now all of them didn't get along, but you had enough who got along and they cared about their children just like these grown-ups cared about their children. See, that's a village. Stop playing this village game and stop talking about stuff that sounds good and y'all don't really believe in it. Or if you believe in it, but you sure don't know how to make it work. And now I'm talking about to the people who hire the people to deal with kids who don't know how to deal with kids, who don't have no place in being with kids. I'm sick and tired of hearing about kids being kicked off the football team or any team, but I'm stressing football. And 9 times out of 10, I'm talking about in the River Parish. I'm not even going to single out no school right now. But when you got 19 kids on your team, only 8 kids show up, but then you will kick off a kid, one kid, for whatever reason, saying that that kid missed X amount of practices. Now watch this here. I'm going to be real with you. My mother would tell me this here. You cannot do what other people do. Not for that young man or any other young man. That's an argument that the parents need to have with the coaches, the administrators. But as a parent, and as the kind of coach that I am, I would tell that young man, you cannot do what the next person do and expect the same result. Just because this person is missing practice and you missing practice, but you get kicked off the team, so what your complaint is? You complaining that you got kicked off the team and this person didn't? Well, you know what? Your boat was wrong. Now you got kicked off. It shouldn't be that way. Your boss got kicked off. If anybody gonna get kicked off, you need to hold your own self accountable. But for that coach who kicked off only one person, now I'm gonna point the finger at him. Well, what is your problem? What problem do you have against this kid? What problem do you have against this parent that you kicked this only kid off the team and you ain't kicked nobody else off the team? See, that's when we got grown-ups playing games like children. Where do we place the blame at? And now like how that sounds. Who is to be held accountable? Well, guess what? The student athlete needs to be held accountable because if you have a goal, a dream, or a desire, you need to hold your own self accountable, responsible, and disciplined. The coach needs to be held accountable because you as a leader, what kind of message are you giving to your team? That if you got X amount of players doing one thing, but you only kick off one person, are you playing favoritism? You mean to tell me in 2022, we are still playing that same type of game? Or if it's not the kid, well, do you have something against the parents? So now you're going to punish the child who is going to his senior year? The next one goes to the administrators because you hired this type of person. What kind of research did y'all do before y'all hired this person to see if this person has to? What would he do when these scenarios happen? How do you handle adversity? Because see, if I'm not mistaken, as a grown-up, especially as a coach or a teacher, and definitely as a parent, our job is supposed to be teaching kids how to deal with adversity. See, my 10-year-old son got mad today because a kid told him something. He had the same type of attitude that his dad had, a quick temper. He didn't want to play no more. Daddy talking right now. Yes. Okay, daddy lies. So I'm gonna come deal with Kylie. You need anything else? Okay, get the charger, go back for your game. Okay? And that was him right there. So my point is this here. You can't treat everybody the same. But because I know I had that same type of attitude, I had to be very strategic on, you know what? This is his first time playing football. I didn't want to do nothing that's gonna make him potentially lose the love or the desire to play this game. If this is what he want to do. Because I didn't make him play football. He's 10 years old playing flag football. My 12 years old plays tackle football at the age of 7. You gotta know the kids. So anyway, as y'all see, I'm venting. I told y'all I had some stuff on my mind. But I'm proud. Anyway, enough of that. I'm proud of Anthony Carter. Good looking talent. Y'all know why I'm sweating. I got this light, man. Y'all see that bright light. That light is bright. It's bright. Let me put it back on. So that's the plan. So I'm also looking to do that in Rockdale County. Right? I'm stressing that because my wife and I, we've been in the state of Georgia since 2005, 2004, the year before Katrina, and I've always tried to put myself in a position where I can use all of my experiences, all of my knowledge to help out student athletes. All right, that's how Diamond of Extensions got started. You know, and some people will say that the state of Louisiana, the river parishes, is my comfort zone. And what I mean by my comfort zone, everything and anything I do, whatever business. All right, KJ, love you, brother. Hold on, the KJ Foundation. All right, my brother. And I'm gonna look up your foundation, man. I appreciate that. That's my boy Kevin Jackson, guys. Kevin Jackson, the great Kevin Jackson from Alabama, the University of Alabama, number 7. Kevin Jackson, we call him KJ. Roll Tide, Hall of Fame, and was just inducted into the JUCO Hall of Fame in Mississippi. My junior college teammate. All right, KJ. So what I was saying is everything that I've done, all of my business endeavors, I always reach out to people in the state of Louisiana, and more specifically in the river regions of Louisiana. And as my sister put it, you know what? It's not your comfort zone. It's the idea that that's your home. That's where your foundation has been laid. That's fertile ground. And if you don't understand what fertile ground is from a biblical standpoint, the prayers, the many prayers that I received during those vital years of development from everyone in my family, everyone at Beach Grove Baptist Church, all the way up until we moved and went to Pastor Stephen Paraloo, right, and then to Pastor Stephen Allen, right. The many Miss Emily Jones. I can go on. Like I say I've already covered Beach Grove, but the river regions of Louisiana is not just my home. It's fertile ground because so many people for so many years have prayed and lifted up my name in prayer to my God, my Lord. And that's why, as I say, my sister this time then is this. That's a calling that's been on my life, as my mother told the both of us. So, and for all the things that I had to endure in those vital years of development, that helped me build the foundation that I have, that helped me, and that foundation that helped me accomplish all of my goals. Learning how to be accountable, responsible, and disciplined at home, at school, in the community, as well as, in my respective sport by way of what I did at practice, the weight room, and of course on game day. You know, the fertile ground is in the river regions of Louisiana. So it's only right, it's only fitting that I always reach out to whoever God allows me or allows to an ear to hear what I'm saying or eyes to see what I'm doing. As long as I'm willing, I know God is going to work with me. But at the same time, now I'm developing and have been developing. My wife and I both have been developing fertile ground in the state of Georgia, in Rockdale County, as well as DeKalb County, where my wife was a principal at a high school, Arabian Mountain High School. So in Rockdale County, and why did I say I'm developing fertile ground, my wife and I? Because we are praying not just for our kids, but like my mother and father, like her mother and father, Mr. Frank Johnson and Miss Charlene Johnson. We are praying not just for our kids, we are praying for the kids, the friends who our kids meet in the school. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my parents did for me. The same lessons that our parents taught us, I found myself trying to teach that to my sons about the company that you keep, about the choices that you make. And so, as the player and coach that I am, and the father that I'm still striving to be, the man of God that I was taught to be, and based on what the word of God is telling me at this stage of my life, I'm trying my best to use everything to make a difference in the lives of not just young boys in the state of Louisiana in the river regions, but as well as Rockdale County. In DeKalb County, I'm starting small. Guys, you gotta be willing to start somewhere. I have big vision, but Lord, I'm willing to start small. That's why I'm selecting kids, one kid per high school in the river region. And I started reaching out to kids in Rockdale, one school, one kid per school, free of charge. Two simple requirements, but I need to know that you're serious. That's why those requirements are required. And it's bigger than just football, and it's bigger than those requirements. Because I have a young man that I'm proud to say, Tyron, Tyron Arsenal. Tyron Arsenal is one of many kids that I've encountered in my Diamonds of the Extensions, even before it was Diamonds of the Extension. Tyron Arsenal gave me an awesome, an awesome compliment many months ago. The young man asked me to be his agent. Tyron transferred from Nickel State and ended his collegiate career at West Georgia. His mother called him beast mode, and he's a big young man, big humble young man. Very humble, but he's a beast on the football field. What I'm saying is, but he went to had a pro day, but Tyron found himself in the same position as myself and many other young men who were not given the opportunity to play on professional level of the NFL. So Tyron, along with myself and those who truly care about the young man, we are praying that God opens up the right door of opportunity for him, if that be his will, for this young man, so he can have the opportunity to play on a professional level. My God did that for me. And all I'm willing to do is share with Tyron what God did for me and how I was able to reach that level of playing on a professional level. There's two young men that I won't share no names. One of them will be attending the University of Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. Another one will be attending LSU, not by scholarship, but these young men were a part of Diamonds of the Extension, and I'm very proud of them because unlike there are many young men, and it was the same in my era. Many guys face adversity. You know, they don't get the scholarship, they don't get the opportunity to go pro, they don't get drafted, they don't get signed as a free agent. They go to Canada and get cut, like I did. And a lot of people give up and go get a job. Ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. A lot of guys stop playing after college, maybe after one shot in the NFL or playing pro, and they pursue their coaching career. And nothing wrong with that. That's overcoming adversity. And hats off to those young men. So it's no different than when a young man who played football since the early age of God knows how long, they don't get the scholarship, but they're willing to walk on. And by the grace of God, that they're in a position where they can become a student and walk on to become a student athlete and still pursue their goals. So again, I won't say the name of those young men. That's for the parents and those young men to make their announcement. But I'm proud of those two young men who one who will be attending Louisiana University of Louisiana, and the other one who will be attending Louisiana State University. All right, they're not giving up. They took care of their business, and they are stepping out on faith and willing to do whatever it takes to pursue their dreams as a student athlete, but understand that they are still blessed to be able to become a student on the collegiate level. Right. So again, guys, there's a lot that goes into play, which goes back, and I think my sister, if she's still on here, that goes back to what really matters. Today at the football game, I had the awesome pleasure of meeting several parents and was able to share with them what I'm sharing with you guys right now. And that's big for me because I'm not from the state of Georgia. And I'm always reaching out to people in my hometown, in my home state, in my home regions. But this is also home because this is where the fertile ground has been being planted, not just for my kids, my family, but for the friends of my kids and their families. And the parents asked me today was asking me about the county that I live in, the school system, and I'm going honestly and boldly, sis. Thank you that you're still there. So, social media world, I'm going to tell y'all the honest answer that I gave those parents. And I live in Rockdale County, and they say, "Well, Coach, how you feel about the Rockdale County, the wreck, and all this kind of stuff?" I say, "You know what? My honest answer is this here: as long as I'm living here, I feel good about it. And I feel good about it because I'm trying to get involved. So if you want your kids taught properly, send them to me. I have seen what went on at certain middle schools. I have seen what went on, you know, and unfortunately, I'm not talking about the high school, all the high schools. I know the high school I did at Heritage High School, they got a new coach, a whole new regime. I don't know nothing about Rockdale County High School, or I think the other high school is Salem High School. I don't know nothing about that. All right. I'm speaking about Damon Mason, about who I am and what I will do based on what I have done and what I'm capable of doing. So when someone asks me how I feel about, as long as I'm involved, trust me, you ain't nothing to worry about. That's a DB for you. I'm that confident with what I do. So it goes back to, as my sister and I, we share the phone, which is why I'm blessed she's still here. Coaches who caring about the kids. I don't care about wins or losses. It's flag football. My seventh grader, who is going to eighth grade, I didn't care about wins or losses in the high school / junior high. What I care about is you preparing a young man for the next level, preparing him for high school. Now, the problem that I shared a few minutes ago, I don't think my sister was on here. The problem that I had a few minutes ago is for the young men who are in high school and they're not being properly prepared for life. See, it's one thing to prepare a kid for life, but then there are some kids where football is their life. and they feel like that's all they have. So if a young man, if that's all a young man think that he have, why would you do anything to try to take it away from him? For what? What type of grown up are you? So as I said before about the accountability part, I have a problem with coaches like that. I have a problem with grown ups like that. I have a problem with the people who hire these people to deal with kids. See, having a degree, having a certificate does not make you a good coach or a good teacher. It don't make you fit for the job just because you're certified. But by the powers they be, that's all you need. What I suggest you guys are doing the hiring process, you come up with a better system to select the people who is going to deal with the kids that you so say care about in your community. And cut this foolishness of hiring or getting people who don't live in your community to pick the people who will serve in your community. And then when you don't like what the people pick, then you won't place the blame. No, you're the problem. You getting paid all the money to select people, but instead of y'all selecting the people who gonna run the kids or run whatever in your system, you gonna hire some other idiots who have no idea what it takes to live in this community, white or black, I don't care what it is, but you gonna hire them, and then when they hire the person that you don't like, now you gonna place the blame on the people who did the hiring, you gonna place the blame on the people who was hired, but yet you get paid all the money, and you're gonna place the responsibility on someone else. Now, if you think that's a problem, I'm sorry, if you don't think that's a problem, open up your Bible and go to Genesis and see how God felt when Adam placed the blame on Eve and Eve placed the blame on a serpent. Who's gonna take responsibility? Well, it's easy to be the big person when you get paid all the money. Well, it's easy to sit there and get to have your meetings and have it live and be all suited and booted, talking all fancy and stuff. But yet, when y'all get when it's time to, like a coach, when it's time to sit there and drop the plays and make the plays work, y'all look stupid because y'all in a deficit. I don't know nothing about politics. And guess what? Maybe y'all need to stop hiring people who are all about politics because politics is not the right place to be dealing with kids. That's as simple as I can put it. Now, I understand it's politics. I understand we vote for the people. But see, when the voting is over with, go to work. You got too many people afraid to talk, to do business with this person. You got people don't want to do business with this person for whatever reason. All these grown-ups acting like kids, but then yet the kids are suffering, and you wonder why the kids doing what they're doing. Especially in the heat. We've been hearing this for years. The same stuff the grown-ups doing right now. Yes, I'm talking about my hometown. I really am. But it goes on everywhere. Not just in my hometown. It goes on everywhere. But for the stuff that I'm hearing and seeing right now, we heard about this stuff when we was kids. You mean the same foolishness still going on? But guess what? I'm gonna throw you a curveball. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. But see, as much as a lot of people claim about reading the Bible, for as much as people talk about take the word of God out of circulation, okay, they took it out of the school system, but guess what? See, for those of you who have taken it out of your house or out of your own life, especially if you're in a position of leadership, power of authority. And I'm saying because this is what was told to me. God knows how to get your attention. I asked the supervisor on the job. I said, tell me something. Do you pray before you make a decision? Let that sink in. Do you pray before you make a decision, or do you make a decision because you're afraid of this person, or do you make a decision because you're afraid of this person? See, when I apply for, I ain't gonna say what I applied for. And those of you who know me, you know I apply that. Apply the high school coaching job I applied for. I'm not even mentioning the name of the school no more because see that's irrelevant. But this is my point. Actually, I lost my point. Let me drink a sip of water. Never a lie. I had a good point too. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Or maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. Maybe that's what it was. See, I want God to lead me and guide me and speak through me. Because see, I know for a fact my heart's in the right place. And the Holy Spirit just brought it back to me. I don't play politics. I don't make decisions based on, man, look, if you my boss, okay, I understand. But before I make my decision, if I disagree with you, you're gonna know I disagree with you. I don't have to agree with you. I'm gonna give you every different angle. Because like I told coaches and owners, once Damon Mason learned his value as a professional athlete, and my friend Jay Gruden, who I hadn't talked to in years, I always say Jay Gruden because I think people who know me know how I felt about this man. Damon Mason was the kind of player that, whatever my coach told me to do, I'm gonna do it 110 miles per hour. And I think every guy who played with me or against me knew that. But see, once I learned my value, and once I got sick and tired of being treated certain type of ways, and once I stopped talking, see the thing about when I started talking, I never stopped talking. See, my parents sent me to school and told me, keep your mouth shut. We see in school to listen, not practice your freedom of speech. I don't care what happened. You better be accountable for your actions. And let us deal with the rest as your parents, and God gonna take care of those. Those who try to do you wrong. That's what my mother used to stress to me. My dad didn't say nothing. He just looked at me, and that look meant you better think about the consequences of your actions. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, so now when I started talking, I tell people all the time, look, them days of me just being passive, and that's done. I have kids of my own. I have respect. My parents raised me well. Yeah, we're on a job. You might be my boss. You might be my supervisor, but guess what? I'm a grown man. I'm a grown tail man. I'm not only educated, I'm highly educated. I'm a professional. I censor myself. I critique myself. I would never do nothing to lose my job, but guess what? I'm not a puppet. You got too many puppets who are in position of power, leadership, and authority. You got people in high places who are afraid to do the right thing, no matter how right it is. And you got too many people doing the wrong thing and trying to make it seem right. You got people who are holding vendettas, I can't even think of the right word, who are being very vindictive on kids because of their parents. You got people who treat kids like crap for whatever reason. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know what y'all doing. But Damon, what are you talking about? Man, guess what? Man, I'm from St. John Parish, man. There's nothing about St. John Parish that you can't tell me that I never heard before. So that I think that's what I was going to say. When I applied for a coaching job in the state of Louisiana, many questions I was asked. And I'm not even gonna mention the questions, but I told the people who asked me these questions, I said, let me tell you something. I ain't saying it like that, but I'm saying it in layman's terminology right now. I said, but let me tell you something. Don't forget where I'm from. See, one thing I learned that, you know what, because I was on a different level than a lot of people, I had to hold myself to a higher level of accountability, responsibility, and discipline. I learned that I had an image that, you know what, don't let nothing tarnish your image. Or better yet, this is how my father taught me. You know what, Damon? You don't have to be looking for trouble. But sometimes trouble gonna be looking for you. So when my dad told me no, I couldn't go to this party or that party or go to this show, he meant no. So when people told me and I applied, man, Damon, St. John Parish is political. I mean, I don't care about no politics. When I told people that I wanted to apply at Riverside High School, I said, give me Riverside High School and watch what I do to that high school program. I didn't care about the whites. I didn't care about the blacks, because the blacks doing worse than the whites, and some of the whites, not all the whites, it's not all the blacks. And I'm spitting straight facts. It's not for everybody, but it's for you. If the rock is thrown at you and it hit and it hurt, then if you don't like what I'm saying, I don't care. And that's what I was trying to say. Don't forget where I'm from. I'm from St. John Parish. East Bank or West Bank. I represent every high school in the River region. I'm about these kids. If you're not about the kids, hey man, trust me, we ain't gotta talk. It's not even about talking. I don't even live in the state of Louisiana. So then why is he posting this on social media? Why not? People post all kind of stuff on social media. All kind of stuff. Why not post it on social media? When you got grown folks who call in the school to talk to people about situations and they don't get a phone call back. So when somebody roll up on your school and want to talk to you up close and personal, then you're gonna wonder why. Or what's wrong with this person? What's wrong with you? What kind of professional are you that you can't return a phone call from someone who's concerned in your community? What y'all think? Just because y'all get these jobs that you have no responsibility? You think that you can treat these kids any kind of way that nobody's not gonna check you? For the people who do the hiring. So what is it? You see that you make a mistake. What you gonna do? You gonna stay in that mistake mode? You're not gonna correct your mistake? You're not gonna sit there and find out what's going on? What's it called? Research or investigate? How was that kid that people say gonna end up either dead or in jail? You know, I had to tell my mother, the Holy Geraldine, I ain't gonna call her holy, but the woman who's the woman of God, Geraldine Mason, I say, Mom, I know I'm not perfect, but guess what? I am not doing everything that these people say I am doing. I'm going to say it again. Mama, I am not doing everything that these people tell you that I am doing. And what do I mean by that? Even back then, you have people, you know what, they hold grudges. What type of grown up is going to hold a grudge against a kid? And yes, it happens. Let me tell you how it happens. How about when you got high school kids who don't get their scholarship papers because the coaches find a way, say, you know what, I can't do nothing with this kid, but I'm going to use this kid to help me win football games. But then when scouts come around, I'm going to tell a scout, he is not college material. Or if a scout calls, you know what, coach, I have a kid who is better. I don't care if he's white or black because it happens with the white ones and the black ones. Don't play me. I know what I'm talking about. Don't get mad at me. And if you get mad at me, I don't care. I'm telling you facts. Whites do it, blacks do it, we all do it. So guess what? You want me to stop saying white or black? Be a grown-up. You got grown-ups in position of power, leadership, and authority who are not doing the right thing by these kids. So why go on social media? Oh, somebody gonna hear it. That's why. You post everything else on social media. It's bigger than just, it's bigger than sports. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than that. Let me tell you why. I don't care what school it is. I'm talking about my school. You know why I call Bethlehem my school? I busted my tail for 4 years. So no one had the right to question me about the whites or the blacks. I went there. I put myself through everything that was sent my way. And guess what? By the grace of God, I made it. Do not come at me about the white and blacks. Because trust me, I see white and black. You better believe it. I see it. I know the white ones who treat me good and the white ones who treat me bad. Just like I know the black ones who treat me good and the black ones who treat me bad. Now, play with someone else. I'm going to tell you the truth. Politics. And that's up and down the river region. And I'm talking about home. Because as much of a blessing as it is to have people call me and say, Damon, this kid is going through this here. Damon, this kid is going through this here. That's something that my mother spoke into my life. That God is going to use you one day and all the negative adversity that you had to go through, He's going to use you to be a blessing to those who come behind you. I didn't know the magnitude about that. I didn't. What is common sense? And what do I mean by it's common sense? How can someone who never experienced something tell someone else about what they experienced? See, before my mother passed away, I couldn't tell nobody nothing about losing their mother, but their mother died or a parent died. I couldn't, and I didn't even want to try. But see now, see after God took my mother home in 2016, oh, I gladly tell people, but this is what I tell them. See, God has a way once again of getting exactly what He wants done. Because my sister, Dana James, and I, we chose to stand on the word of God because our mother gave us the word of God. And so when God took our mother home, we knew that it was time for us to step up and step out on our first and stand firm on the word of God. So I tell people, so when people say it don't get no better, you know what? I can't tell you that it's going to get better because you're going to believe what you want. But I can tell you that as a man and my sister who stand on the word of God, it's better because we stand on the word of God. And it only makes sense because that woman of God who was our mother, she told us every day that one day I'm going home to be with my God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So when that day came, yes, we cried, yes, we were sad, but guess what? That sadness didn't last long. And my sister and I grieved each in our own way, but we stood on the same word of God. And in the way God is using Dana James right now, that's nothing but the grace of God. Because she was not the woman that she is now, that was not her. And I'm gonna tell you, I was standing on the word of God, but when our mother took her last breath, everything that we was taught up until that point became much more relevant. It became much more relevant. So where I'm going with that, I went from talking about football and all kinds of stuff. Now I'm talking about my mother. God wants to be a part of everything. See, that same woman of God told my sister and I that God is going to use the two of you to be a blessing. He's going to use the two of you to make a change wherever you are. I already told you guys what my sister shared with me recently about fertile ground. About fertile ground. See, it goes a lot deeper than that. See, in my spirit, the Holy Spirit shared with me, St. John the Baptist Parish. That means something to me spiritually. The Baptist Parish. I grew up in an area that's known as the Baptist Parish, where everybody who I encountered was focused on the Word of God. We could not do nothing without going to church on Sunday, Bible study on Wednesdays, and Sunday school early Sunday morning. We sang in the choir. We went to other churches that sang the choir. We went to during the summer months. We went to conventions, for Bible study conventions. We did all that, everything. That's fertile ground that our parents and other parents stood on. So to be the man that I am today, even in the state of Georgia, looking at St. John the Baptist Parish and see how things are ran, you better believe I'm frustrated. It's not the same place because they're not the same people. And even the people who was there, the stuff that we was taught, trust me, I was the kid that they said go end up either dead or in jail. But y'all playing games. Y'all want to play politics. Y'all want to play buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't play buddy. I guess that's the benefit of people not bragging on me when I was younger, of people not of me having to go through the adversity. You know what I'm about to say now? Of me having to go through the adversity of not having someone say, you know what, man, Damon is good. We need Damon. No, ain't nobody was saying we need Damon. See, that's many small reasons why I left East San Down to go to another high school. Favoritism. Now my friends were good. Now don't get it twisted. See, I wanted an equal opportunity. See, when I played rec ball, we didn't have rec. When I played in the organization known as Ford All-Stars, that was all black. Even amongst the all black. Hear what I'm saying now? Even amongst the all black teams that was created for little young black boys like myself. There still were people saying, you know what, man, this person is better than Damon. This person is, anybody was saying, man, we need Damon. Or Damon is such and such his brother. Or Damon is such and such his cousin. Or Damon is such and such his neighbor. Anybody was saying that. And granted, honestly, if you ask me, I didn't deserve it. I had a bad temper, had a quick attitude. I quit in a minute. I was called a crybaby. But one thing Damon did have, Damon seen all his friends, Dusty, Oman, Romero, Chris, Flip Flop, Tariq, Tricky Dick. I can go on and on and on. Or Randy Brown, or Papa. I can go on and on. I've seen so many guys who came, Sugar Bell. So many guys, and I've seen how talented these guys were. I wanted to be on their level. They taught me how to compete. But y'all down there playing favoritism. Y'all down there discouraging these kids. It's the reason why I reminisce. So much talent. So much talent at St. John the Baptist Parish. So much talent at East St. John High School. St. Charles Kelly High School. I told y'all, I don't care if they're white or black. Hats off to those boys. Just won baseball state championship, and the football team won the high school football state championship. Hats off to Riverside Academy. I don't care. I don't care that they didn't want black people there. Guess what? You know what? I get it. I get it. I know I probably make some people mad, but the people who know me know I don't care. If I care, I would have never left East St. John to go to Bethlehem if I care what people cared about Damon Mason. See, that's the blessing that I can say. People didn't like me back then. I don't care if they like me now. I don't care if they like me now. I don't care if you don't like me now. Because what I have accomplished is solidified. It's documented. I didn't accomplish everything, all of my God-given accomplishments based on the fact of people who like me. I don't care who like me. I didn't play ball to be liked. Matter of fact, I left because people didn't like me. So I wanted to go somewhere where nobody knew me. Who was going to give me a fair chance? Stop playing with these kids' future. Parents, get more involved with your children. You working, I'm working. You can't be in every practice. I thank God that my parents didn't come to practice. My dad never came to practice. Matter of fact, when my dad showed up to practice, I was afraid that I had done something wrong. I was afraid that the people had to call my house if my dad ever came watch me practice. I know, with my sister, but my dad at practice, no, somebody call my house. But you gonna tell you why my parents didn't come to practice. They was teaching me to be accountable, responsible, and disciplined. Because once again, they would tell me, you tell us what's going on. And the only thing we care about is what did you do? What did you say? Now, if we hear something that we don't like, we gonna come to school or come to the park or whatever as adults, and we gonna take care of that. You just make sure that you stay in a child's place. My dad was not coming to talk to no coach. I would tell my dad what was going on, and he would tell me, do what you gotta do to fix it. Or they saying this about you, prove them wrong. They say you can't do this here, prove them wrong. They say you're not going fast enough, go faster. They say you're not going hard enough, go harder. Simple, right? But that was back then. So now from a coach, the black coach I am, it's not about white or black, but I'm a black man, so don't get mad that I'm saying I'm a black man, because I'm a black man. Matter of fact, I'm a Negro, right? Research the word Negro. That's another story for another day. But as a Negro that I am, I'll tell other Negro, you need to see what's going on with your kids. First reason, coaches need to know that, you know what, there is someone at home who actually cares about how you talk to their kids, how you treat their kids, that their kids are getting a fair and equal opportunity. Now, as a parent, you come correct, you be respectful. Because if you are respectful, you can demand respect. Don't demand respect if you're not being respectful yourself. Well, coaches need to see that there is someone who cares how they handle their child. And that their child is getting a fair and equal opportunity. Making sure that their child come to I got a young man right now with the same young man I've been talking to. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say the name of the damn school. I'm gonna say it again. I'm not gonna say the name of the damn school. But I talked to this young boy. This young boy going into his senior year. This young boy told me that he have no desire to play on the collegiate level because of the stuff that he went through since he been in high school at two separate schools. How the hell a kid go to two separate schools and go through the same stuff? We can't find one person to sit there and intervene for this child. And if he was so bad, how come he going into his senior year? How come he's still in the school system? But again, they're gonna tell me about coaching. It's political. You can keep your political stuff. They're gonna say they want more. And this is from the mouth of Damon Mason. They want more male role models. No, y'all don't want no real male role models. Y'all want puppets. You have enough puppets in the school system across the damn country. You want puppets. You want people who are not gonna go against what's right or what's wrong. See, that's more than one way to skin a cat. There's nothing wrong with agreeing or disagreeing. If you're trying to do what's best for kids in their future, everybody should be okay, 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 okay. I agree. For real, you mean to me that no one else have a different idea, a different plan? Or is it really that you guys just trying to collect a check? And I ain't talking about the teachers. I can't talk about the teachers. Because from what I heard, some schools don't have enough teachers. So how the hell am I blame the teachers if y'all barely got teachers? What is he talking about? Oh, that's just Damon. And I don't care what he's talking about. You ain't got to care what I'm talking about. Or watch the next couple months. Watch this next. Listen, y'all. I'm not even down there and I care. You post all. Now I'm not talking about it. All kinds of stuff is being posted on social media. But yet we got stuff that's going on, not in the world, not in the country, not in the state. We got stuff that's going on right in our hometown. I'm sure somebody else got something going on in their own hometown. But in my own hometown, in my own home region, we got stuff that's going on that we can't even control. Because we got people who think that they're invincible, that they can do whatever they want. And there is no repercussion. So again, we talk about a village. We talking about it takes a village, right? Okay. Now you got some kids. I'm gonna give this young man and his mother a shout out. You got some kids who doing awesome. Now I know I mentioned East St. John. I'm from La Platte. I graduated from Destrehan High School. So let me tell y'all, let me address that. See, by me attending Destrehan High School, there's a level of expectations that I expect from Destrehan High School students, that I expect from the adults who work at Destrehan High School. Would I get that from the kids all the time? No, these kids are not me. These kids are not the same kids who I played ball with, who came with me, who came before me, with me, or even shortly after me. Many of the teachers who are there now are not the same, of course, not the same teachers. But I am proud to say that there are a few who run the school system at Bethlehem High School who went through the same fighting wildcat process with me. That gives me great joy because I know what they're about, just like they know what I'm about. I haven't said not one thing that they wouldn't agree with about Damon Mason. And I was a class clown to some degree. And they got the three principals that I know of that two of them I played football and baseball with. The other one, she knew I was a class clown in French. So there's a certain level of expectation that I expect because I know the people who running the program. We knew how it was. But for East St. John, we have always not. It's different. I can't even speak on how I feel. I've heard recently that is gotten worse. But on the flip side, there are young men, and I guess that's the best way I can put it. The one young man I wanted to talk about, besides George Martin, he's also a part of my Diamonds of Distinction program. But the young man I'm singing out right now is Mac. What is Lawanda out there? I don't know Mac last name. Oh, I'm speaking the positive. But this young man, out of all the negative things that's going on at East St. John that I've heard, this young man is taking care of his responsibility. And I'm sure he's not the only one. But the problem I have is we can't lose focus on the fact that for the few positive ones we have many more that need our help. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna just throw away those who are struggling, those who are not. I thought it was a community thing. As a matter of fact, I thought this would be a team concept. TEAM. Together everyone achieves more. Now I know we can't help everybody, or better yet, we can't help those who don't want to be helped. But if they want to be helped, then let's help them. Period. That's at every school across the country. That's at every school in the river region, not just East St. John. Because it's 10 times worse at West St. John. And I'm talking strictly from a football standpoint. When I go as a scout, see, I posted this stuff and I didn't go live, but now y'all gonna see the magnitude of the heat that's coming from my heart. When I go as a scout and I want to go help out a kid at West St. John High School, and I go to their huddle page and I'm looking to see what kind of kids and what kind of film they have, so I can tell coach, hey coach, take a look at this young man and his film. This is all his information. But then when I go to the huddle page and I see 5 kids or maybe even 8 kids on the huddle page, you mean to tell me your entire football program, all you have 8 kids listed? What you care about the kids? You want these kids to get scholarship. How the hell they gonna get a scholarship and don't have no film? But y'all keep walking around like everything all right. Keep playing politics. Keep playing. No, I'm calm. Trust me, I'm calm. This is how I coach. That's the problem now. Too many people calm. You know what calm is? Calm is seeing what's going on, hearing what's going on, and not doing nothing or saying nothing about it. What I told you was, sister, you know what? Before I do what I'm doing now, let me sit there and let God use me and speak through me, and He gonna tell me when it's time to talk. You know, I've been sitting on this for a minute. That's why I'm the best coach wherever I go. My passion speaks for itself. Now y'all excuse me, my wife calling me. I'm gonna let y'all hear my conversation. Hello? What's going on? I got my sexy voice on, so I'm live on Facebook right now, so people know my wife on the phone. No, you good? Your son had an interception for a touchdown. Hmm. But then he acted like his daddy, and he basically, I won't say it live, but he acted like Manny Mason the second game. He had a meltdown. I did. All right. All right, bye. Love you. Y'all heard my sexy voice? So, hey Dana, that was God way of telling me to calm down. My wife called. She not watching. She just called to check on me. She had graduation today at the high school. And I'm about to end it 'cause I'm going to play my video game. I took the day off to play coach with the kids on this Sabbath day. I won't go that sister, but I drew it out there though. I thank God that I was off on this Sabbath day. That's another story for another conversation. Huh. Well, I hope I shed some light. Thank y'all for allowing me. Thank God for allowing me to vent. Because some things need to be said. And my sister, I want to get my sister on here live next time. And I think what I'm doing, I'm gonna schedule a panel. I'm gonna put it out there. Normally I don't put stuff out there because I don't like feeling obligated. But I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna get some individual to come on here. Because as you guys see, I don't like saying names. I rarely like saying schools. But I don't mind saying schools. All right, because it needs to be known. I'm not here to start no drama, but at the same time, I could care less about drama or friends or whatnot, especially when it's involving these kids. Your action speaks louder than your words. It speaks louder than your words. And the bottom line is, we look at kids. You can think about this here, and I'm gonna close. These kids, and I'm speaking about football players, but I'm speaking about all the kids. But look, through the game of football, that's the platform I'm speaking on. We look at these kids who are going to face many different types of adversity, and we try our best to help them make the right choices in the face of adversity. We try our best to give them whatever is needed to help them achieve the goal that they have set for themselves as student athletes, more so by way of an athletic scholarship. Then for those who are fortunate enough to have the opportunity to earn a scholarship or even go to college and walk on the collegiate level, those young men are going to face a whole nother set of adversity that they probably never faced before. And it depends on what type of foundation that has been laid for them since those early years of development that has the potential to help them overcome whatever adversity they're going to feel. And then for those like myself who and not like myself, but my adversity was I failed. I lost my scholarship 2 times. I fell in academic hardship twice. I was suspended twice. The first time I just flunked out. The second time I had a low GPA because there was a lot of F that was on my transcript. And that's how I learned the whole system. That wow, so that's how it worked. Because I had all the F's on my transcript, even though I went to the JUCO and had a 2.5 and a 3.0. When I came back to UL, I still had the very next semester. I lost my scholarship because of academic hardship. I passed my classes, but my GPA was still low because I had all the F's that was still on my transcripts from the first semester. So I'm like, oh. So what I did was I went to summer school and retook all the classes that I had failed and get those F's off my transcript. And I was like, oh my God. I was one letter grade from the dean's list. I went from losing my scholarship to being one letter grade from the dean's list. Do you know the kind of joy that I had? So the point I'm making is there are different types of adversity that these kids who are able to go to college on whatever blessing that God allows for them, they're gonna face adversity. And depends on what kind of foundation that's in their life, the kind of people that's still in their life, or the foundation that the people gave them is gonna help them either make the right choices or the wrong choices. See, that's when I heard back in the day that a young black boy go to college, but then he leaves college and they never go back. That was not gonna be me. You understand? I hope you understand what I'm saying. The different phases of development as a youth, adolescent, teenager, and young adult. Teenager is those high school years. Young adult is those collegiate years. And then even after your collegiate year, for those, as I said about my young man, Tyron Arsenal, those who want to go to the pro level and when adversity happens and they don't get drafted or go to invite to training camp, they don't sign on as a free agent. That's an adversity. So depending on what type of foundation that they have, that's gonna help them make the right or the wrong decisions. Yeah, that's life. And that's what it means when we that's what it should mean when we say it's bigger than just about football. That's what it should mean when we say it takes a community to raise these kids. Because it definitely took a community to raise someone like Damon Mason and his friends. Every last one of my friends should have went to college somewhere. But every last one of my friends had their own different type of adversity that they had to face. And at some point in time, whatever choices they made, they got a result from it. And they all would tell you that themselves. They don't shy away from it. And that's the foundation that I had. That I had to make it. My parents didn't make the decision. I made it for myself. That I didn't want to go to the same high school with my friends. I felt like I needed to get away from my friends so I can focus on the goals that I wanted for myself. And believe it or not, one of my closest friends, the day I died, Romeo Anthony, it was one of the reasons because of him. He helped plant that seed in my head when he left to go to another school. They gave him a scholarship. He did what was best for himself. And he left to go to that school on the strength of his cousin who was already at the school for the same reason because they was talented. Randy Brown. Come on, man. Do y'all not see how this thing goes? If you wonder what I'm talking about, this one I'm talking about, then I'm gonna shut it down. When you have kids in the area, kids in the community, kids at the school, when these kids are successful, they are paving the way for the kids who are behind them. What Randy Brown did paved the way for people like Romeo Anthony. What Romeo Anthony did, he planted a seed in my head that I didn't want to go somewhere. When I left, people like Rondell, maybe left and went to another high school, the same high school. But that's what it is. You gotta do what's best for yourself. So like people say, oh, you don't have to go, and just because you go to another school, don't mean you won't face adversity. You can go right there to East St. John and have the best education, have a great experience as a student athlete, and get the best scholarship that God is allowed. That's if you take care of your business. That's if the coaches give you the best opportunity. That's if the teachers give you the best education. That's if the administration gives you the best form of discipline by holding you accountable and responsible. Man, do you not see how this thing works? Keep playing politics, and you'll never find out how it works. Sister, what you were saying? I'm gonna go. What you say? What for what? What were you asking? Let me see what my big sister was talking about. Girl, you type slow. Or maybe I'm gonna say this here. I'm trying to give her a chance, but she typing slow. I bet it is about when. Oh yeah. And it's not that I feel. Technically I feel that first, guys. I'm gonna tell you, my first semester in college, I had 4 F's in a C. My very first semester, I went to every class. I went out damn near every night too. And when I got my grades that first semester, my mom never tripped. People. I think those of you who've been to college, you heard a thing called about dropping the class. And people like, and the older guys would be like, "Hey man, you better drop the class, drop the class." Man, we'll drop the class. What is that? I said, "Man, I'm gonna be all right." Nah, bro. I've never had problem with my grades before, never, and I never did. You know. So anyway, I had 4 F's in a C my first semester at the University of Louisiana. And when I got my grade, and this is how prophetic what my mama told me, how prophetic she was at that time. My mom didn't fuss, she didn't trip. My mama said this here. You cannot do what everybody else doing and expect the results that you desire. That meaning everybody else was going out every night, so I was going out, being with the guys, being with the football players. I'm going to every class. I'm studying. I don't care if I was like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm studying. But you can't do that kind of stuff and think that you're gonna pass. Or better yet, you can't come from a praying family and a praying mother who praying that God use you and guide you and everything else and expect God to reward you and you doing everything that's supposed to be doing. That's what she meant by that. So the second semester, I was on probation. I needed a 2.0. When I got in, I broke up with the little girlfriend I had at the time, and I called myself getting straight. I needed a 2.0, family. I had a 1.9. That's when I lost my scholarship. And again, my parents didn't trip. You know how it is for those of you who have kids and or even yourself. The final semester, I'm on pins and needles because I'm on probation. I need a 2.0. Grades came in 1.9. I'm like, wow. And I got a phone call immediately. It was the coach. One of the coaches was like, well, Damon, I'm like, coach, what does this mean? He said, well, how would you like to go to a junior college while you get the grades better? And for those of you who love the game of football, all I heard was blah, 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 play football, blah, 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 blah. I said, coach, as long as I can play football, I want to do whatever I got to do. My dad and I drove to Ellisville, Mississippi, where I met my boy, my teammate, Kevin Jackson, and everybody else. Ellisville, Mississippi at Jones Junior College. All right, we paid, I want to say we paid, well, I had to pay. I had to pay for summer school where I had a 2.0. And then I thought I was on scholarship. Come to find out, I had to try out for a scholarship. So that was all different types of adversity I'm facing. I thought that they were going to put me on scholarship. They're like, nah, you had to try out. So I'm competing for a scholarship. And if I don't earn the scholarship, we're going to have to pay. I don't know if my parents have money to pay for me to go to school. That was the whole reason why I wanted a scholarship. But because I always took care of my responsibility as a football player, I earned the scholarship. Long story short, at the end of the semester, I had a 3.0. So my mom was like, you mean tell me I had to go to Mississippi to make a 2.5 and 3.0? But she's like, nah, God had to slow you down because when you got to Lafayette, you was going too fast. And God cannot get your attention. So once he got your attention, he had to slow you down. And that's when she told me this here. God knew exactly what he's doing. Sometimes God would it takes for God to take something away from you in order for you to what? Appreciate it. Or it's best put this way. Sometimes we don't appreciate something until we lose it. That's what she told me. So when I went back to the University of Louisiana, I went back for the spring. I had a good spring. Actually, I lied. That's when I passed all my classes, but I got suspended again. And I was confused. I'm like, well, I passed all my classes. And they explained, well, even though you passed, you suspended because you came back, you're on probation again, but you're suspended because your GPA was low. And like I said, I didn't understand that. But then when they made me understand it, I said, oh, so I had to write me a letter of appeal, and they accepted my appeal, and I went to summer school. And because I was back on scholarship, by the grace of God, that's beautiful scholarship. My scholarship paid for summer school. So I retook all the F's that I had doing that was already on my transcript. During the summer months, I took all those classes again. I passed all those classes. And so when I passed all those classes and all those F's was gone, man, my GPA shut up. Like I said, I was one letter grade from the dean's list. That's my story. But adversity happens at every stage of your life. And the foundation that you have is going to help you make the right or the wrong decision, guys. The wrong decision. And if there's anything worth having, guys, you have to be willing to fight for it. Parents, I pray that you continue to be the best parent that you can be according to the word of God. For you teachers, you coaches, you administrators who hire the teachers and coaches, I pray that God use you guys to make a difference, a positive difference. And if what you're doing is not working, don't be stubborn. And I don't care if you're white or black, because y'all all claim to serve the same God, the same Bible. For the most part. I know how that go, but hey, I know where my face stands. But do what's best for the kids. That's the most important thing. Learn how to work together to do what's best for the kids. Put your petty differences aside so you can do what's best for the kids. And you coaches, I can't really say on social media what I want to say to you guys because we coaches, we know how we get down, and we men, white or black, it don't matter. I don't pull no calls. Don't forget how you felt when you was in that kid. And I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say it again. I don't give a damn how good you were. I was great as a football player. I was good in high school. I was even better in college, but I became a pro on a professional level. But as a coach, I use all of that knowledge, all of my experiences at every level to humbly but boldly find the right way to reach these young boys so I could be a positive impact, a positive influence in their lives at home, at school, in the community, and in the game of football by what they do at practice, the weight room, and on game night. And that all started with me teaching them and stressing to them the importance of being accountable, responsible, and disciplined. And I finalized that with the seal of approval by holding them accountable and responsible for their actions. For their actions at home, at school, in the community, as well as what they do at practice, the weight room, and on game night. That's DM9. That's who I am. And by the grace of God, that's what I stand on. You guys take care. God bless. Sister, I love you. And we going the next time I go live, I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna get somebody else so we're gonna talk about some things that need to be talked about more specific. All right. Y'all take care. Peace.